Okay, everybody, I am back. I know I've been gone for like a good half hour now, technically. My computer crashed, so that's cool. But I mean, it happens. This is a thing now. But it did give me the opportunity to realize a little something about this makeup that I'm supposed to be writing a review on. And I promise I will write a review for it. I will literally write up the review as soon as I'm done streaming today. Or maybe I'll write the review on stream. That could be fun. I don't know. But yeah, the game auto saves at pretty decent time, so I think I'm just gonna hit continue. For those of you who are just stopping in, we are trying to get a special CG from having... Oh, the game's not responding. Great. What am I trying to say? From, a special thing that involves Hannah being possessed. Were we here? I don't even remember. Oh, this is kind of loud. Are you alright?
Are you okay? You're...
Okay, I don't know how far back it put us. Oh yeah, that's right. We were gonna agree with Rebecca and see what it's like when we have maximum affinity with Rebecca.
You okay?
See if we end up together. Maximum affinity! How much does... Okay, Isabella got pretty pissed that we didn't side with her, but it's fine.
Let go, Ashton.
Rebecca has a point, though.
I know, Ash. I just thought we'd find something in there.
Oh damn, we don't even get, varying dialogue. It's still Isabella we
That if I go back, we'll get the answers we need. I found the letter there, so maybe, right?
It's not that I don't agree with her. Yeah, no, we've read this. But Rebecca also has a point I will always agree with. No matter how desperate I am, it's not going to be a simple walk in the park. Who knows what we might find in there? If she comes with me, I won't be able to guarantee her safety. We've already fucking read this.
Forget it, Belle. You're not going back to that mansion.
But Ash, what about...
This isn't up for debate. Do you really think they'll just let you in?
We've already
Do you really
read
think they'll
this.
give...
No, but there has to be... Ash, they have to...
I know, we don't... What if you... For all...
Yeah, we've literally read this so many times now. It's really frustrating that the skip mechanic just doesn't
How are you holding
actually
up?
work most of the time.
Barely, but I'll be fine. It's probably just this curse thing getting to me.
That bad, huh?
Excuse me, you're stuck in this nightmare too.
Here's that new dialogue I was looking for.
And then there's Isabella just being frustrating.
You don't mean that.
She makes a face, having been caught in her lie, before allowing a small smile to replace
Yeah,
it.
you're right. I don't. She might act like that, but in the end, she's still my best friend.
Oh, she's not.
I should probably apologize later.
Your fights never did last long.
They're always so petty these days. I just can't wait for this whole thing to be over. That way we can go back to how everything used to be.
You know that's impossible.
A truth. And we both falter into silence in the face of it. Her mouth opens briefly, and I assume she's about to argue her opinion about it. Maybe say something contrary to it. But eventually she simply nods, breathes out, and relaxes her rigid posture. A rare occurrence when she almost always has something on her mind. Seeing it, a smile spreads across my face, knowing and perhaps a little pleased. It's one thing to know of change. Watching it play out in front of me is an entirely different matter. In that one exchange, I've caught a short, clear glimpse of what has shifted, of what's inevitable. So much has changed throughout the years, we will never be the same people we once were. And perhaps it's for the better. Rebecca notices soon enough, like she always does. Whatever she sees in my face startles her, causes her to jerk away.
But why are you staring at me like that?
Nothing. Don't mind me.
I know that look, Ashton Frey. That's definitely not a nothing.
I gotta blow my nose so bad.
You wouldn't be wearing that expression if you didn't have something on your mind.
Really? It's nothing. It's just that when we were kids, you weren't really the kind of person who spoke her mind. Someone else always had to stand up for you. You've changed a lot, Becca.
What did you expect? It's been, what, 17, 18 years?
What I'm trying to say is, I think I like this version of you more.
Oh, I hate it.
Except when you're mad, and you're yelling, and you're glaring daggers at everyone. You're pretty scary, you know.
Well, don't say that so casually. Also, if you're just going to complain, we might as well just end this talk right now.
See what I mean? Even Z-Man's scared of you. I'd bet my entire salary on it.
She swats at my arm, the gesture light and familiar. It causes us both to burst into peals of laughter afterwards. When was the last time we shared something like this? I can't even remember. It's nice, though, to have another conversation like this, to sit side by side simply enjoying each other's company. I'm not very fond of looking back to the past. Most of it means having to remember unpleasant things for me, but sometimes coiled around the bad things, there are good ones. And Rebecca's there for most of it. Things that may change, but her friendship is one thing I will hold dear. We may meet new people throughout our lives, but that doesn't mean I'll care for her any less. Which makes this whole business with the letter even more urgent. While Rebecca's right, Isabella's reasoning also makes sense. Hell, I've been considering the same thing. It's the only lead we have, after all. With what's at stake, I can't let this curse win, if such a thing even makes sense when dealing with the supernatural. Tonight, by any means, I need to go back to that accursed place. Alone, because who knows what we might find in there. And I think we can skip. Never mind.
You have a plan in mind, don't you?
Definitely not. When all is said and done, she's still one of the few people I trust. However, every vein in my body knows she'll be the first one to disagree, put her foot down and stop me, and once she does, who else will be left to fix this? Zach? Isabella? Her? I do understand her concerns, but there are times when they're misplaced. This complication isn't what I need at the moment. What am I supposed to say? What is she expecting to hear from me? What answer will satisfy her? She certainly appeals like she's hoping for more than a yes or a no, for an answer I can't give at the moment. Save. We're gonna save over this one.
I need to head off somewhere tonight.
Yay, bonus points, yay. We didn't even get the option to do that with Isabella, that's kind of bullshit. Maybe because we didn't have max affinity? That's gotta be why. Yeah. Skippy. Skippy, bip. Bippity skippity, please. Come on.
Am I allowed to ask questions this time?
You're asking one right now, aren't you?
It's a serious question, Ashton. Yes or no?
You can, but I can't promise I'll answer them.
That's a nice way of saying no. You might as well just tell me to shut up.
You know I don't mean it like that.
Is there something I can do at least?
No. Just no. I wonder if there's I wonder if they actually can end up together. That's why I'm going so hard on the Rebecca route. Just because it's plausible.
Stay safe. Keep the others safe. Watch over them while I'm out there. Make sure no one does anything stupid. You're good with that kind of stuff.
I'm a high school teacher, Ash. Not anyone's babysitter.
I mean, it's basically the same thing. God damn it. I get it.
Becca, are you free? If it's okay.
I get it. I get the idea. It's the same thing, but flippity-floppity. Okay, let's see what happens here. Because as flattering as this is, it has simply never occurred to me she'll ever hold affections like this for me. Even when we've spent so many years alongside each other. Hell, we practically grew up together, and not once did it cross my mind. I do appreciate her presence in my life. I am more than glad that she stuck with me even through the toughest moments. I'm just gonna burp until I die, and I apologize. Even during the times where she finds me difficult or aggravating, but to think there's more to it... Rebecca's a beautiful woman, all right. Anyone with a working eye can easily see that. Anyone would appreciate becoming the object of her affections. However, more than that, she's also a close, important friend to me.
Rebecca,
I draw in a breath, ragged and unsure, uncertain how and which words to put together, afraid they'll hurt or ruin this, whatever this friendship has become all of a sudden. Though before I can even string two phrases together, she closes the distance between us, grabs a fistful of my shirt and pulls me down. Okay, so they get to kiss. I guess they do get together. Apparently, you can change the entire makeup of the way someone thinks about you just by being a suck-up to them for a few days. The next thing I know, her mouth is on mine, warm yet unyielding. Just like the person who owns them, who presses herself against me, almost desperate, longing for that love she's held on to for so long. Even in a gesture as intimate as this, Rebecca's character shows, unintentional or otherwise, fierce, bold, a piece of shit, deserving of death, and soon I find myself being drawn into it. Into her. There's nothing gentle about her kiss, far from it. Well overdue confession, no shit. I don't really care. Like, I don't think these two should be together. Maybe in another time it will be when death's not looming over us. But for a moment, right below the wholly different storm brewing, we both cling to it. Perhaps because it's the only thing tethering us both from losing to this madness. A smile is on her face when we part later, kinder than every single one I've seen from her so far. It's nice to see it on her. It suits her more than the glares or the frowns. But at the same time, it only serves to baffle me. When I move to open my mouth to say anything, even though I've yet to find the right words, she lifts a hand to my mouth and silences me.
You don't have to answer me.
Yeah, but you should... I should...
No, I mean, not right now.
Okay, now I'm really confused. One moment you're saying you've been in love with me since secondary, now you're telling me to shut up?
If you want to interpret it like that, all right.
Hold on, the screen's gonna flinch for a second. Don't scream.
No, really. Some explanation would be nice, Becca, because a lot of things are going on right now, and I'm afraid I can't catch up. Especially with this curveball you just threw.
It means what it means, Ashton. It's not that I don't want to hear it, but you said it yourself. A lot of things are going on right now. Our lives are still in danger. There's still the curse. There's still the ghost. I've waited this long to tell you. I could wait a little more. We'll talk once this is over. Once everything's back to normal again, and we don't have to worry about other things.
These two really don't deserve each other.
I'm sorry, Becca.
I'm not even sure what I'm apologizing for. That we're stuck in this nightmare, or because I'm somehow holding myself responsible for having no idea how she felt until she said it to my face. Regardless, she continues to smile through all of it.
It's not your fault. Don't say that. I'm the one who should apologize. Since I suddenly sprung this up on you when you have other things to do, I just thought I should let you know. Anyway, thanks for hearing me out. I won't keep you long. I know you have things to do. Just promise me you'll be careful, all right?
We should kill him off just for the angst. Man, I really want to see what it's like to do a run where everyone dies, but I feel like that's something I should save for the future and not just do it on my own off stream, because I feel like that could produce some good content. Some really good content. But I obviously have a million other things to do, and as we've seen, it is not easy to speedrun this game. So... ugh. Okay, skip. Oh, yeah. I get it. She's very happy. A new beginning. Oh, why is this different?
What was that for?
Oh, is she pissed at us? Yeah, she's kind of pissed at us. Yeah, she's kind of pissed. Excuse me, sorry.
What was that for? What was that for?
Ugh. Sorry for anyone who had to see that. Ugh. Definitely cutting that one out of the VOD.
I think I should be the one asking questions here. What is wrong with you?
Isabella!
If Zach didn't slip up, no one would have known where you went.
One person knowing is enough, Isabella. And shouldn't I be asking you the same question?
How is this different?
Why are you even here? Please don't tell me Zach and Rebecca are with you. They are, aren't they? Jesus Christ. I don't care if you think you're being brave right now. You've just put yourself in even more danger by going here.
Oh yeah? Well, you almost died. He could have suffocated you right then and there, and you could have died.
So then, what's the confession gonna be like? Is there not
I
gonna
told
be
Zach
a
to give me
confession
4
scene?
hours. That would have been enough time to...
It would have been too. And by the time you count too. When I said you have.
Yeah, why is this considered different? Yeah, they just skip it. Okay, that makes more sense. Listen. Oh, okay. So instead of the ghost being behind her, she's just straight up possessed. At the top of the staircase, Hannah Wright stands there, pale as death and expression eerily calm. I can't help but think there's something wrong. My gaze darts around, wary of her, but soon enough I realize what's wrong when she speaks. She's wrong.
Oh, Luke, darling, my love. What do you think you're doing out here this late?
Outside, another streak of lightning flashes and a clap of thunder ripples across the sky, as if this whole thing can't get any more foobar than it already is. Okay, cool beans. Sometimes I wonder why I still bother. I can surely afford to retire, leave the businesses to trusted colleagues. Even if they make enough to only break even, I have enough money to last us a lifetime or 3. I could send 7 children to college if I had any, not that I plan to. But the problem is obvious, isn't it? I don't trust any of the lot. It has to be me, because they might get it wrong. I don't want to retire and suddenly wake up one day only to find that everything has gone down the shitter. Maybe I should hire Makala as a personal assistant. She seems capable and trustworthy enough. It's hard to find someone who isn't trying to butter me up and trying to curry favor with me.
Christ, I'm knackered. Who do I have to kill to have fewer problems around here?
I'm not really allowed to complain. I chose this path. But that doesn't stop me from doing so as I throw my shoes off and let them land wherever they please. Petty, maybe, but there's a certain joy that comes with stepping on the carpeted staircase with nothing but my socks on. I'm so confused. I've got a suitcase filled with contracts to check over and sign before I can retire for the night. Oh, that's right! Okay, he went to work, he's coming home, Hannah's gonna be pissed. I'm also waiting for a call from Suarez for any new updates regarding the IT leaks, a real cause for concern. It's the reason there have been investigations on me. Had it been a new thing, I would let it run its course, but it's been going on for far too long, near 3 years, for me to just take on a passive role in the affair. And some grand puppeteer to ensure the high-profile law enforcement and government officials keep me out of trouble. But who knows how long it can stay that way. Powers are shifting and the current can be unpredictable. This whole exit business is already shaking things up and upsetting the balance. It's only with great care that I stay where I am, but the smallest of efforts can unravel all that I've done. It certainly won't help if I'm being accused of things, whether I'm guilty of them or not, because some computer chump thinks he can play a game with me. And, well shit, it'll be a miracle if I get to sleep tonight. Though, that's hardly surprising news. But before I can even take a step into the study, a voice from the bedroom calls out to me.
Luke, darling, you're finally home. Why don't you be a dear and come in here?
And I hesitate for a moment. I do have work to be done, but I suppose greeting my wife as I get home is only proper. I've already been gone for most of the week unless I need to be here for work on the house. So with a sigh, I head towards the bedroom. Oh. Hello there. Apparently, getting possessed means you wear lingerie. That's good to know. Okay. The feelings that came to me as I entered the room are definitely mixed. For one, I'm somewhat floored by the sight that greets me. Then there's confusion. Exasperation is strangely there as well, and as to be expected, there's desire. She is a divine goddess, or rather, she is a horrible temptress. What man wouldn't be attracted by that? I guess they could be a sausage jockey. But that's besides the point, and is not relevant to the situation I found myself in right now. This is nice and all, but why does she have to go and do this now of all
My
nights?
love, the bed is awfully cold without you.
The matter of the fact is, I've never seen Hannah all primped up like this since our first year of marriage. There must be something special to bring on such an act. Our wedding anniversary's already passed, so that can't be it. Hannah's birthday is in April, and mine's in August, so it can't be any of those either. Hold on, I need to scratch my nose. Fuck, so fucking far out. Ugh, sorry. It's so fucking dry in my room. It's honestly awful. If I turn the humidifier, I had to refill my humidifier, and I mean, I have it on maximum. The only thing I don't like about my humidifier is that it has two settings, like really low and full blast. And full blast is definitely too much, but like minimum setting doesn't really do it for me either. I don't know. So what in bloody blazes brought this on? Is Hannah drunk?
Why don't you just, take a rest? I'll be busy all night.
Is that answer too cold? I don't mean it to be. She certainly doesn't look amused.
Come on over and stop being a boring old man. Work can wait.
Maybe I can entertain her just for a while. It is a tempting idea. But no, I'll never get any work done that way. And imagine how horrible it would be to get a call from Suarez in the middle of a I almost said something else. In the middle of a shag. That would certainly kill the mood and piss me off more than anything. It'll be even worse if Kylie steals the phone from him, as the little ankle biter is prone to do unless her father is locked in a room. Just thinking about the possibility is weird and turns me off from everything and anything.
I'm afraid it can't, Buttercup. But hey, it's Sunday tomorrow. We can go out for dinner right after. Somewhere nice like that Italian restaurant you wanted to try out?
Why don't we skip dinner tomorrow and eat out tonight?
Jesus.
Whoa there, why don't we slow down? Looks like someone is in the mood, but hey, there's a time and place for everything.
I grew up in a house where sex was a constant thing. It's just a thing that the buddy does, more or less. Sometimes it comes with social implications, supposedly. With paper-thin walls and a mother with that horrid job of hers made me think that way. But I learned later on that it isn't the case for everybody. Suffice to say, this is really odd, for her at least. I'm quite sure she never grew up in a sexually promiscuous home like I did. She grew up with a well-to-do, normal, and decent family. And in the 7 years we've been married, she's never acted this aggressive about sex. We do it when the mood comes to that, but never like this. And when I'm in the mood and she isn't, that's about the time I go around town to have my back scratched. I've got nothing to be guilty of, I believe, as long as it's just lust and not love. That's a good way to explain it, I guess. I'm just really confused and trying to come to grips with the reality as it's presented to
Well,
me.
this is the place, but now is not a good time, darling. Like I said, I have plenty of important work to be done. Any other night, this would be great. Excellent, splendid. But not right now, okay?
I suppose if that's what you want. I can have my prince another time.
A chill runs up my spine as she calls me that again. My prince? Is she going through some midlife crisis? I know she's not the sort of play pretend with that sort of thing. Now that I think about it, this is probably some dream. Perhaps I've been exposed to something? Jesus, I've gone and fucked my own brain over. That can't be the only explanation, or at least the only explanation my mind wants to accept right now. But if it were, I should probably accept her offer, no? But on the off chance it isn't, I shouldn't. Either choice fucks someone over, quite literally at that.
Yes, that's right. Another time. So if you could put your dress back on. It's really chilly right now, isn't it? You don't want to catch a cold if we're going out tomorrow.
Thankfully, she's done as she's told, which puts this strange episode to an abrupt end. Unfortunately, she had to put her dress back on so painfully and seductively slow. I suspect she knows the things she does to me. As much as I'd like to have the engine running, there are things to be done and make sure we can keep on enjoying a glamorous life as we do now.
I'm starting to think you don't find me beautiful anymore.
Okay, she does not look very good.
Is that what brought this on then? You are an angel. A goddess, Hana. Of all the flowers in this garden, you are by far the most beautiful and rarest of them all. Every bloke would want to be with you, and every lady would want to be you. I'm sure it goes the other way around too. I'm lucky to have you, and I don't know how you put up with the likes of me. I'm really sorry, darling, but it really isn't a good time.
It does hurt me to see her upset because of something I've done or said. It always does. One can always get his or her way, though, at least society would like you to believe, in order to soften the blow of disappointment, and I'll have to take their side on that just this once. Pulling her in for a hug and a peck on the cheek, I'm quick to pull away before I change my mind and make it more than that. I can at least give her those.
Chin up and smile. You'll get wrinkles frowning like that. And beauty sleep helps.
Of course, my prince. I suppose I can do with the sleep.
The smile that lights up her face is enough to make me forget about the oddity that has just transpired. I still don't understand this whole prince thing, though I'll let it slide for now. Seeing her with her golden locks and that silver dress, it almost makes her queenly, with due respect to her majesty, of course. Despite that, there is something off. Sorry, I just remembered something.
Hana, before I go, what happened to your necklace? The blue diamond.
The fact that she seems confused feels
Whatever
off.
do you mean? Oh, that old thing. It's somewhere in the vanity drawer, I think.
And to be so aloof about
What?
it.
But wasn't that from your father?
It was a precious heirloom, to be exact, handed down from one generation of Evans to the next, whether it be wife or daughter of an Evans. I know that Hannah treasures it so, especially after it was given to her with her own mother's passing. Then, what is with the ugly thing dangling around her neck? It looks more like a choking hazard than anything.
It was, of course it was. I just thought a change would be nice.
I don't think I've seen her wear anything else in its place. A change it is, but not an entirely welcome one at that.
I see. I suppose that makes sense. Well, not that it matters, but I like the old necklace better. At the very least, we can have it cleaned and polished while you're not wearing it. Remind me to have that done in the morning.
Whatever you wish, my prince.
Right. You have a good night then, Buttercup.
Okay. With a shake of my head, I don't waste any more time than I've done already. Heavy suitcase in hand, I head straight into my study and dive right into the contracts. There's a whole stack of them too, mostly to do with property management. Nonetheless, careful work needs to be put into them, as with everything else. My attorneys have already checked them over, but I like to be precise. I'm not going to sign if there's not even a single line I don't like. It's a long way into the night when a coldness envelops the room. I suspect at first that it's merely just the usual chill, but the heaters have been turned on as the strange sunny weather that's been gracing us as of late has come to an end. The door is barely open, just by a crack, though I shut it in case that might help. Satisfied, though not as much as I would have liked, the room still feels freezing. I make my way back to the mess of documents waiting for me at the table. Just a few more, and I can get that well-deserved rest, get out of this place, and dive into the warm comforts of my bed. Then maybe if Hannah's still up for it, well, it's more than enough motivation. Parking my rear on the chair, I begin my work with the last of the blasted papers, more than ready to be done with everything and turn in for the night. Only for another chill to startle me to a stop, and that's when I feel the hairs on the back of my neck stand on end. Eyes boring at the back of my head, a brush of air just at the nape, and when I glance back, reflected in the lone portrait of the room, someone stands behind me, just by the study door I closed moments ago, though I did not hear it open. Perhaps it's Hannah trying to be sneaky, or Johans being a bellend of a spook.
Do
as
I really
usual.
have to ask people to knock before they enter? Seriously now, this is anarchy, and I'll have you know...
I turn, but there's nothing.
Must have been a trick of the light. It is getting late, and I should really go to bed myself. Just have to finish looking over a few more contracts, and...
Yes, just finish signing these and I can have some rest. Maybe arrange for a day off in the morning. Sighing, I steel myself for a long night of dry paperwork. Still, the feeling that I'm being watched stays with me all through the night. Oh. And with the sun rising comes another disturbance. Oh, it's what's his face? God, what am I thinking? Zachary.
Gordon Bennett! Only a Nancy would knock at such an ungodly hour!
Oh boy. In the first place, I shouldn't be the one doing this. This is why I hired a valet. Oh, it's the same. We can skip, right?
Where's that damn butler when I need him?
No, it's not gonna let us skip.
You! Again! It's bloody 6 in the morning! What the hell is it now?
Listen, sir, I know this is not a good time.
Oh, it's not a good time! Did you even check the clock before coming here? I bet you didn't! Unlike you, come back when people are actually awake.
It's literally just the same lines. My lovely wife's still fast asleep when I finally join her in our bed. SB! Thank you for the 10 T fuel. And I think I don't let me check the logs. The logs, TM. Did you donate more T fuel after I went offline? I can't tell. I can't tell. It says 22 hours and 20 minutes ago, which I can't do that math. But either way, thank you for like dumping all your T fuel at me. I keep saying I gotta spend it, and then I go to bed before all my favorite streamers get on. I'm like very close to having literally 2,000. I need to blow like 1,000 on them on Thomasina. I think she would like that. I think that would be fun. But how are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. It's been really dry here lately, which is weird. Okay, I don't know how like weather or science works, but every time it rains in like the autumn season, I feel like it gets drier in my house. Is that weird? I don't know. Every time it rains, I have to turn the humidifier on extra high, and I don't know why. So my nose is a little bit stuffy and a little bit dry, and my hands are a little bit dry, and everything's a little bit dry. But other than that, I'm doing great. Possible, I don't know. Also, I checked and I have 62 hours in this game. That is impressive, given that I didn't think I was gonna like this game as much in the early hours of playing it. I can't believe that I've milked it for so much content. Granted, I at least like 6 or 7 of those hours are probably just like idle times, you know, when I've been on break or I've just had it up before I, you know, actually went live, stuff like that. But that's still a lot of fucking hours. I think we're finally getting to the end of our little deep dive, although I think there's a few bad endings we haven't gotten. I don't know, we'll find out after we get through this run. As odd as she's been acting lately, her company's nice after spending long, grueling hours going through business documents. Then, hey! 100 biddies! Thank you, SB! Man, you're always so generous. Always so generous. Next time I get funds, I need to refuel my biddies and start giving people biddies. Gosh darn that unemployment! Or if Twitch would give me my payout, like, goodness gracious. Although I think they gave me a payout, like, last month, so I shouldn't be complaining. In fact, all I have to do is say the word, and Advanced General Electronics stocks are going to go down. That's the least I can do after Rochelle Vance's outburst during the party. Excuse me. I highly doubt she will be Rochelle Lee for long. Not if Harvey has any sense in him. So with a sigh, I drift off, setting aside my problems if only for a few hours. Waking up to find my bed empty hours later is a strange sensation. Not to speak ill of Hannah, but I've always woken up first, even in the early years of our marriage, mostly because I've always been accustomed to doing so. As a child, I woke up early to escape the house before one of Mother's scheduled day clients came in. Later on, it was to assist with breakfast and to prepare for school. And it just kept with me through the years for one reason or another. If there was no reason to wake up at 6 in the morning, my mind would always find reason to. To work, to nurse a terrible hangover, to make sure I was the one leaving the bed first, just because, and not the other way around. Checking the time on my phone shows that it's already 8:30, but what can I do about it? Getting up is an entirely different problem on its own. Waking up after only a few hours of sleep has my body stiff and sore and my mind feeling lethargic. A part of me wants to go back to doze off again, an alien feeling to me, but it's already far too late for my tastes. All I can manage to do is sit up before there's a knock on the door.
Yes, come in. I'm decent. I don't see why you have to knock.
Even if I was only in my knickers, there's only 2 others inside the house aside from myself. I've arranged for the staff to have the Sunday off, what with it so close to a holiday anyway, so that I can have some peace and privacy. The security outside the house doesn't count, of course. There's no need for Hannah to knock, so I expect to see the butler and ready myself for reproach. To see that it is Hannah is odd, but not a cause for concern. Most likely she, too, found it strange to see me sleeping and had let me indulge. I can't fucking read. Yet there is something off. I just can't put a finger on what it is. Oh, the fact that she looks like she's fucking dead? Maybe? Whatever it is, it can wait. Besides, when there are strange things, it's better to wait them out, as they often become apparent with time. Not that I should complain when she greets me with a sunny smile on her face and a tray of food.
Good morning, dear. It looks like I overslept, huh? I haven't had that pleasure in a long while.
You should really indulge in it a bit more, my prince. I hope you do not mind, but I made breakfast for you.
I've been expecting her to tell me that she brought the meal up in order to eat together, not that she made it. For, in all our marriage, Hannah had never cooked once, though I can hardly find it in me to question her efforts unless she was trying to poison me. Perish the thought. But she carries with her a platter of pies, delicious-looking round pockets of goodness. Don't tell me they're meat pies. I'll have no second thoughts in finishing one off the plate with a hum. In fact, it smells divine, and it looks the part as well. The crust from the outside looks like it's been baked to a golden and flaky perfection. The egg wash wasn't forgotten either, giving it a nice finish.
You made these? You're not pulling my leg, are you? These look great.
I make only the best for you, my love. Do try it out yourself, yes? I want to see what you make of it.
Please don't be meat
Perhaps
pies.
I will be able to prepare more meals for you in the future.
Breakfast in bed? You spoil me, darling. Well, I can't say no to that, can I? Bon appetit.
Bone apple teeth. The crust of the pie breaks easily with a bite, and I'm greeted with the taste of a nice buttery pastry. But looking back down on the pie, I feel a bit put... I said please don't be meat pies. Taste of turkey more than beef, though an old one at that. There's no real sauce or marinade to excuse the juice. It tastes like turkey that's been kept too long in the fridge after being roasted and carved. Definitely white meat at the very least, and well done as well. The thing is tough though, stringy and sinewy, which would say it's more muscle than anything. And
Ugh, what is?
I sputter, try to spit out whatever it might be. A few strands of something thankfully comes out, although if I've swallowed any, it's far too late. Not unless I want to act like a cat trying to cough up a fur ball. It's just unfortunate the odd sensation of it being stuck in my throat still lingers, even as I down a glass of juice she's brought with the meal.
Buttercup, are you sure the ingredients you used are clean?
Oh, I do apologize. That must be, Chef has been feeding some stray cats lately. There are some roaming around the property. I saw him petting one just the other day during his break. Said he found it in the cellar, but you have nothing to worry about, my love. I took care of it.
She laughs then, probably because of the funny look on my face, but I just have this funny image in my head of Hannah chasing after a cat to shoo it out. We aren't cat people, but I doubt she means she would be cruel to the feline.
Maybe the other pies are clean.
I don't quite have the appetite for breakfast anymore. But thanks. Bloody cats.
If that is what you wish, all the same, it will give me more time to spend with you. You will spend time with me, yes?
I did tell myself that I would let myself have the day off today, but she doesn't know that. And I can't help but feel that offness again as her eyes burn through me. There is an eagerness there, a hunger which makes my skin crawl. An unnatural reaction. Ugh, sorry. I can do little else but nod, because answering otherwise seems the wrong thing to do.
Would it please you to have some tea then? I can fetch it if you wish.
Pushing myself off the bed with a groan, I roll my eyes and sigh. The crick I feel in my neck is easily taken care of, and I try to flatten my head. Hello there, the Percocet. Hope you're having a fantastic time zone. All throughout, Hannah still watches me, expectant and doting.
No need for that. We can have tea in the parlor, if you don't mind. Really now, Hannah, there's no need to busy yourself over it.
I shall go ahead and prepare the parlor then.
Just relax.
I barely said 2 words before she's out the door, however, and I'm left speaking to air.
Hannah, what is up with that woman?
Though perhaps I should have said no. Perhaps I should have feigned business or claimed the... Why can't I read? Claimed a restlessness that would let me out of the house, away from her and her pies. Because as soon as I've stated my intent to laze the day away, that woman would neither let me lift a finger nor step a foot outside. She's animated, oddly so, moving about the parlor and fetching things for me that she deemed necessary. And were necessary, as if she knows what I need or want before I can even voice it aloud. A pillow for my feet and a book to read, though I cannot for the life of me focus on it. It does not bother me too much, as I've read The Picture of Dorian Gray twice over. I knew nothing but shadows, and I thought them to be real. I should be glad for the attention and the doting, really. Instead, an uneasiness settles itself into my stomach.
Why don't you just sit down and relax, dear? We are supposed to be spending time together. I don't think you rushing around like a handmaid is how I pictured it. You are wearing yourself out, and the sun is still high in the sky.
There's a stiff jerk of her head, as if to say no, while she busies herself with making tea with water already lukewarm. My instruction to take leave may be the only one she refuses to follow. Even if I express concern for her well-being and point out that there are others assigned to the tasks she wishes to carry out.
You do not need the others. You have me. I wish to show my usefulness, and I wish that you not ask me to leave.
You are not one of the servants, Hana.
It was a thought that escapes my mouth, and I prepare myself for a reprimanding. Because servants? Lucille Mitchell, right. These are our employees, and you will treat them with respect at the very least. Yet that didn't come.
Of course. Of course, I'm not a servant. I am your wife. Your princess.
I think we're both a bit too old to be playing princes and princesses. I don't know what brought on such behavior from her. Yet I can't bring myself to scoff at the idea, not when she looks torn and kind words might bring her some degree of comfort. Yes, hello, the Percocet. Have you been having a good time, Zone? Has the past 24 hours been treating you well? I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of like starving for all the groceries that I have to wipe down. Which is how I know that I'm not gonna be able to stream me writing my Suva Beauty review. Because I'm the break would be too long because it's gonna take me like a while to wipe down all those groceries. But how you doing? What's going on? I know you got a little bit of delay because, you know, they'd be like that, but it shouldn't be too bad, right? One could suppose that Hannah is indeed Luxborn royalty after all.
Princess. Oh, no, Hana. You are my queen. And a queen needs to sit next to her king. So please, sit.
I can still feel them. Hold on. Oh God. Little bugs on my skin crawling and squirming, but I ignore them as Hannah sits down next to me and I put my hands in hers. The touch nearly makes me want to pull away. For now I feel them burrowing into my skin and digging holes into me, though there is nothing to be seen there. I clasp her hand, though her touch burns both cold and hot. I didn't like the thought that Hannah, my sunshine, my darling, is someone I should fear. It's a bit of a paradox. For all that I do and should feel at peace in this quiet moment, dread overtakes every part of me. A small voice in the back of my head screams that there is something wrong, but I can't bring myself to look further into it. The whole thing doesn't even last.
The tea is ready. I should go. I've forgotten the milk and sugar in the kitchens. If you may excuse me.
I don't know, man. Oh, Hannah did not fucking like that at all. What was our affinity with her before? Oh. It was already pretty bad. Wait a minute, did it even matter? Hold on. Okay, so it's slightly above where we are with Isabella. Okay, so it doesn't actually change anything. Have I really been so aloof that Hannah has no question where she stands? That she thinks that acting subservient is the only way to have my attention? My affection? This is wrong.
Hana, just... Johans will get the tea things. Just...
Sit? Stay? No. Hana isn't some dog I have to leash and command.
Just be with me, even for a little while. We rarely have time nowadays, don't we? We're always so busy.
She looks conflicted, though the reason eludes me. In the end, she chooses to stay. A summon for milk and sugar to be brought in is sent out. All the while, Hannah remains restless. She doesn't utter a peep as Johans brings in things for brunch, as I may or may not have hinted that I've yet to have breakfast. Okay, I was kind of worried that she killed Johans and baked him into a pie, but I guess she killed a cat. Tea things are set in place along with sandwiches and all sorts of finger foods, but it's when the other man draws near to her, intent on serving tea, that Hannah's calm starts to wither. She's on her feet, hands out to take the teapot from him. The look on her face is one of disgust and annoyance. I've seen that expression many times before. In the mirror, but never on her. It doesn't suit her, much like the way she speaks now.
You are not needed here. You can leave. Now.
Oh, of course, madam. If you may excuse me, sir, I'll...
Shrokin, stay. Just let him do his job, Buttercup. That's what he's here for.
No, he is not supposed to be here. None of them are. This home is for you and I. Others are not welcome. I want them gone. They do not belong here. They are not like you and I.
Something is wrong. She's wrong. Hannah had always been kind where I was not, and I loved her so because of it. Yet now there's no warmth in her voice, and the way she talks is too cutting and harsh. The way she holds herself is unsure, stiff, and awkward, as if she's filled in shoes too small. This isn't Hannah. The thought itself is an impossibility. It's not like someone can be so easily replaced by an imposter. I would know! So why is she so wrong?
What's going on, Hannah? What brought about this childish temper tantrum of yours? You know well enough that what you ask is ridiculous.
What has caused her warmth to grow cold?
I don't know what brought this on. I don't know if you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, or if Johans or any of the other maids ripped your favorite dress or something. But I am not going to get rid of our staff just because you're acting like a child in a sulk.
And wasn't that something? Often enough, I'm the one who's compared to a little brat and not the other way around. But it didn't amuse me enough to distract me from the situation. Grasping at Hannah's shaky hand before she actually does have a temper tantrum, I have to stop myself from flinching. Her skin is hot to the touch, and if the feeling of bugs on my skin bothered me before, they're nothing to the stinging sensation I feel right now. Having her hand in mine should feel right.
You still do not understand, do you, my love? Not yet, but you will. You will.
Cloudy eyes focus on me, ardent and filled with desire. It feels as if I'm being stripped until my very soul is bare. But it isn't a searching look, rather one that wishes to claim. The look she gives me is nothing short of unnerving, but watching as her eyes roll into the back of her head is decidedly more terrifying. I let go and feel as her hand slips through mine before she falls to the ground, not intent on getting dragged down by dead weight. And doesn't that make me feel so horrible? In an act of reflex more than anything, with the number of dead bodies I've handled in the past, it's never a pleasant affair when a corpse tilts forward and pins you down. That still doesn't make it any better, of course. But what can I do? Catch her? Well, yes, but it's a bit too late for that, isn't it? Inexplicably, the stinging sensation in my skin fades away. Not that what I'm feeling right now is any better. The whole thing brings unbidden images of Mother to mind, and it makes me feel sick. I want to cry and beg, my audience be damned, but my scream dies out before it could reach my lips, a half-choked sob. Acting like a blubbering babe won't help. I've seen this happen before, but not to her.
Mom, please wake up. Please.
Wait, did she actually
I'll be a
die?
good boy. Just don't leave me.
Really, I should be more concerned, yet here I am, a deathly calm befalling me. I waste no time kneeling by her side, tapping a hand to her cheek in a flimsy attempt to wake her. Her skin is too pale, and Johans does his best to find what's wrong with Hannah. Even her golden hair has lost its sheen. Her pulse is quick and her breathing shallow. I half expect her to be as cold as ice with how she looks, yet she still burns like a furnace. At the very least, that means she isn't dead yet.
Well, should we call for an ambulance?
If she doesn't wake up soon, yes. But it's best not to move her just yet, and...
Luke, what's going on? What happened?
I have no plans of apologizing as I shove the butler aside to check on Hannah. Though she lay still on the ground, all that matters is that she's awake, that she isn't dead. Just the thought of it. Fuck! Thought I'd yell it for no reason. Because I know you guys love that. I don't know what I would have done if things were to the contrary.
Hey there, Sunshine. How are you feeling? Do you think you're up to standing?
I don't feel too good, no. But I think I can stand.
Hello there, Razor. How goes it? How goes it? How's your time zone this fine day? This fine October the 28th. Unless it's the 29th where you are. God. At least I hope it's reassuring. That isn't exactly an emotion I'm used to plastering on my face. I rarely have need or want to reassure anyone else. The most I can hope for is that I don't make her worry.
Come on then, let's get you up. Careful, careful. We don't want you to fall or break something.
Like a leg or your head? Though getting her up to her feet is easier said than done, she claims that she can manage to stand, but she's completely dead weight as I lift her up. Weak. Too weak. I can feel the trembling of her body, as if just existing had exhausted her. Soon enough, Johans aids me and we manage to let Hannah onto a chair without further incident. I have half the mind to wrench free and run. This is all too familiar and I wanted no part in this, but do I even have the choice? At the moment, I suppose yes.